Hi, Fly Guys Network. My name's Dakota. I run our operations department at Fly Guys HQ in Lafayette, Louisiana. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about a new opportunity that we have for pilots in the network. It is a fairly straightforward automated mapping mission, and something that we do here at Fly Guys before we want to offer up a new opportunity to the network is we want to come and test it ourselves. So today I've got several folks from the operations team with us in the field, including myself, our Director of Operations, Caleb Williams, our Director of Service Quality, Steve Richard, one of our RFM team leads, Luke Butler. We also have our Head of Geospatial, Matthew Berry. So we brought a little bit of horsepower out here today just to make sure that as we review the scope from a customer, we're confident that we can internalize that scope, kind of run it through some process on our end to make sure that we can bring that to you guys as an opportunity and that it's something that you can take on confidently. We can explain everything you need to know up front so that when you show up on site, you're ready to fly, feeling confident, and hopefully can fly even more than one of these for us. So there are several thousand of these missions across all 50 states, and we're very excited to bring this opportunity to you, our network. From myself and the Fly Guys team, I just want to say thank you to you, the Pilot Network. We really, really appreciate you guys. You make this happen. We couldn't do it without you. We just want to make sure that you're out there safe, taking care of yourself, and that we're providing you all the information you need to succeed and feel confident in your skills and even grow those skills as a pilot with us. So thank you.
How's it going, remote pilots? I'm Jeremiah Contreras, manager of the Pilot Experience Department, and I'm going to be guiding you through the training session. Smart Oblique is a mission planning tool that combines nadir and angled image capture into a single automated flight path. By adjusting the gimbal angle, this method captures more details from the facade of structures and objects. The Mavic 3 Enterprise and the Mavic 3 Multispectral capture imagery along 3 directions, front, nadir, and back, within 2 perpendicular flight routes. Whereas the Matrice 4 Enterprise captures imagery along 5 directions, front, nadir, back, left, and right, within 1 flight route. Although the Matrice 4 Enterprise is more efficient, both series of drones can be utilized to perform this mission. Now that you have a basic understanding for the Smart Oblique feature, let's get into creating a flight route. We will start by downloading the KML file from the Fly Guys portal and importing it into the DJI Pilot 2 app. To download the KML file, you will need to open your mission in the Fly Guys portal and select the KML file in the gray bar right below Airspace Classification. Remove the micro SD card from your RC and insert it into your computer. Open the micro SD card on your desktop and drag and drop the KML. Go ahead and eject the micro SD card and insert it back into your RC. Power on your RC and launch the DJI Pilot 2 app. Select Flight Route. Select Import Route KMZ/KML. Select the micro SD card folder and scroll down to locate the KML file. Now that you have located your KML file, select the box on the far right, then select Confirm. You will then have the option to select from 4 different mapping routes. Select Area Route. Select the newly created flight route and ensure the boundary aligns with the boundary shown in the mission details. You have successfully transferred the KML into DJI Pilot 2 and created a flight route. Now let's set the parameters for this specific mission. Select the down arrow in the white bar at the top left corner of the screen. Now select the pencil icon. You will now be able to view and adjust the flight parameters on the right side of the screen. The first thing we'll want to do is choose a drone. Below Area Route, you will see M350/M300. This is the default drone that is assigned to a new flight route. Go ahead and select it to assign a different drone. As mentioned before, the Mavic 3 Enterprise, Mavic 3 Multispectral, and Matrice 4 Enterprise can all be used to fly this mission. If you are flying with the Mavic 3 Enterprise, select M3E series as your aircraft model and select M3E as your camera model. If you are flying with the Mavic 3 Multispectral, select M3E series as your aircraft and select M3M as your camera model. You will need to make sure to select RGB as your lens. If you are flying the Matrice 4 Enterprise, you will need to select Matrice 4 series as your aircraft model and select M4E as your camera model. After you have set your drone, select OK. Now that a drone has been selected, we will switch the capture from ortho collection to oblique collection. For this mission, we will not be adjusting the ortho GSD or the oblique GSD. This will auto-populate when we set our altitude. Make sure that Smart Oblique is enabled. Scroll down to view the next set of settings. The gimbal angle will be set to 45 degrees. You can go ahead and leave that as is. Most of these missions will likely not be having varying terrain. This means you can set the altitude mode to relative to takeoff point. The desired route altitude will always be 98 feet or 30 meters. This will equate to a 0.80 centimeter per pixel ortho GSD. You can set your safe takeoff altitude to the same height as your route altitude. For smart oblique capture, the speed cannot be manually set and will be determined by different factors of the set parameters. Course angle can be left at 0. You can adjust it if it allows for a more efficient workflow. The upon completion action should be set to return home. Let's move on to the advanced settings and complete our smart oblique flight route. Target surface to takeoff point can be set to 0, and the side overlap ratio and front overlap ratio can both be set to 75%. If another start point works best for your takeoff location, you can select Set and choose one of the 4 start points. Takeoff speed can be set to its max speed for more efficiency. Congratulations, you have successfully created a smart oblique flight route for this mission. You can select the Save button in the top left corner of the screen. Before you go out to fly your mission, let's go over some key considerations. Keep in mind, the Matrice 4 Enterprise will perform smart oblique with 1 flight route, and the Mavic 3 series will perform smart oblique with 2 different flight routes. Do not forget to fly the second flight route if you are using either of the Mavic 3 series drones. Flights must only be conducted under dry weather conditions that ensure safe operations and optimal data quality. The entire site must be captured in a single uninterrupted operational window on the same calendar day. When you arrive on site, find a parking in the back corner of the parking lot. You will use this as your takeoff point. Now that we've identified a parking spot, let's go ahead and go over a few key practices to this mapping mission. Safety is always the top priority. Complete a full pre-flight checklist and inspect your drone and software before every takeoff. Remote pilots should wear the required PPE to stay safe on the job site. Use a landing pad to protect your drone from dust, debris, and uneven ground. Before you start your mission, go ahead and fly the drone to the flight route altitude and perform a full 360 to identify any obstructions that can impede on your flight route. If you happen to find an obstruction that does impede on your flight, go ahead and reach out to your mission coordinator for next steps. All right, pilots, you're now ready to perform your mapping mission. Once you have completed your mission, go ahead and validate your data before leaving the field. You'll want to double check on site that you have total image coverage. Any data capture should not be blurry or generally unacceptable for reconstruction to 3D models. Imagery must be geotagged by the camera and include unmodified geotagging. Data must be uploaded within 12 hours of the completed flight. That concludes the training video for this mission. Good luck and safe flying.
For more information, contact our Pilot Experience Department at pilot.success@flyguys.com.